Yeah, hi friends, Doc South here. How you doing? Another day, another blurb, video blurb, and I hope you're enjoying these. By the way, let your friends know. I do these to cheer people up. Maybe someone would like to hear a daily tale, mostly true, and and I'd be honored to have them listen in. It doesn't cost anything, and I do them for you. And actually, I'm kind of enjoying them. I would suggest this to just about anyone. You got a chance to get in your 2 cents on various memories of when you were younger and such, observations you've made, how you feel about certain things at the moment. Gee, I don't know. I think it's a good idea. It's not hard to do if you got a smartphone. And you just make yourself a YouTube site. Bingo, you're in. I'm just saying. Well, anyway, it's been hot, as people, as you may have noticed, and yet as hot as it was here in Jersey, I don't mean to put down the heat wave. It was tough. It was tough, but it was still not quite up to the Carolina standard. No. To where you think you're just going to die, you go outside. It was hot, but it was doable. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I would say it would about another 5 degrees. Maybe in this heat, go work the heat we had. Go work in a kitchen without air conditioning, and that might be the North Carolina heat. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was absolutely insane down there. Still, I loved it. It made for mild winters, and that was kind of cool. I mean, while I was wilting and dying in the summer down there, when winter came and it only went down to 30 degrees, gosh, I'm walking around, in short sleeve shirts. I mean, it was a big deal. Southerners they didn't know whether they they just didn't know what to do. It's so darn cold. Well, one thing they always like to do, and this one thing I just had this memory about the South, was they loved going out to clubs, especially at night. Yeah, the typical Southern guy, young fella, would be basically most nights get home about 2 in the morning. Yeah, most nights. There was just too many beautiful clubs out there with cheap beer and, oh gosh, some dames and and dancing and music and stuff, and gee, all your friends to maybe later have a big fist fight with. No, it was just great. No, actually, I did see fist fights, but only as a rescue person. There'd be different places where that would occur, but you kind of knew if you didn't want to be in a fist fight, don't go to that club. That'd be the best thing I can say. And but most of them pretty friendly. I always found Southerners to be, really jovial when it came to hitting the party scene. Yeah, they worked hard all day and, well, they partied into the night. Well, bless their hearts. And one thing they had in the town of that I was in, the city of Wilson, they had an awful lot of these clubs that featured beach music. Beach music, which is a style of, it's kind of an older style of doo-wop sung by people like the Coasters, the Drifters, Bill Deal and the Big Bill Deal and the Rondells, the Occasions, the guys that did that song, Girl Watcher, I'm a Girl Watcher, yeah, watching girls, that's practically the state song of North Carolina, at least for the guys. And they were from the neighboring town, from just one town over, from Wilson. They used to play the clubs, and these bands always came out in full force. They brought all their players with them, and all their instrumentalists and such, and the singers, the backup singers, and sometimes about 10 guys up on stage just howling their hearts out, and it was great. Man, it was something. And there was a club, a friend of mine named Gordon had a club on one of the main streets in Wilson. It might have been Nash or Tarboro Street, I don't know, one of those streets. And this was, again, back in the, let me think, it would have been in the late 70s, early 80s. And I'd go to the club. Sometimes they'd actually let me DJ, if I played oldies. Yeah, and you had to make I did make an awful mistake there once and almost got into trouble over it. I played a slow Elvis song, "Love Me Tender." Man, that didn't fly. That didn't fly. I thought they'd all like to slow dance a little. Gee, no, they weren't interested in that. You had to play fast stuff, and they loved it. And the louder you could play it, the better they liked it. But any case, so I remember one day one of these, one of the groups came in. I think it might have been the Embers, maybe. Might have been the Occasions. I honestly, I don't know. Bill Deal and the Rondells, maybe them. Okay. May I was the big song for Bill Deal and the Rondells. And again, like I said, you had 3 or 4 backup singers. You had Bill Deal, horn players, drummers. I mean, it's regular, it's like Beethoven moved in, only he played beach music. It was like a symphony. And I remember, gee, the guys are all dressed up, in their various band costumes and singing their hearts out. And I'm watching the show with the fellow that owned the club, again, my fellow named Gordon. And I said to Gordon, I said, "This band's great. Gosh." He says, "Yeah, man, they're fantastic. He says they drew in a pretty good crowd too. Look at all these people buying beer and everything. This is great." And I said, "Fantastic." The only thing I said is, look at that one guy in the back, that real big guy with the trumpet in his hand. Trumpet looked like a kazoo. He was so big. Yeah, the trumpet just, yeah, it may have been a little toy horn for all I know. And he's singing, and frankly, and he's not dancing too well, and he's not singing so great either. And he's kind of loud. Luckily, they had him away from a mic, so you didn't. But if you were close enough to the band, you'd hear him. And I said, "What's with him? I mean, he doesn't seem like he fits." And Gordon said, "Oh, that big fella? The guy's what's about 8 foot high? Looks like he's about 320 pounds. Yeah, all muscle." I said, "Yeah." He said, "That guy's the most important person in the band. Didn't you know?" I said, "What, he owns the band or something?" Well, I don't get it. He says, "No, he's the most important guy. You know what his job is in the band?" I said, "Well, I don't think it's playing trumpet." "No," he says, "it sure isn't." He sure isn't, Doc. He says, and singing ain't in his repertoire either. And as you can see, he's not too good a dancer. But boy, can that guy fight. Uh-huh. I said, "That guy's a good fighter, huh?" He says, "Yep, his job, the most important job in the band, is when the show's over, he looks for me to get paid." Yep, he's the paymaster for the band. And he's got me in his sights. You see him? Look, he's looking, he's waving. The guy, Gordon waved at him. The guy went, "Yeah," like that, meaning write a check. No, cash. I think, yeah, he wanted, the green stuff. And he's probably heard of those checks before and probably didn't like them too much. The bouncing, bounce like the music. And that's what Gordon said. He said, "Watch out for that fella, man." He said, I said, "You do got the money for he said, "I have it in advance, pal." "Son," he said, "Yes, son, I got it. I got it right here." "Yes, sir." And I ain't going nowhere. That guy will find me, and I'll be asleep in bed if I don't pay. I'll wake up, and man, it won't be the tooth fairy. I said, "Yeah, okay." Well, it wound up being a pretty good show, and I guess I saw Gordon the next day. He was alive, so I guess he must have paid up, and everybody laughed about it all the way home. But yeah, those clubs were all right. They were kind of tough, but scrawny old me, I just wasn't. And I just try not to talk too much with my northern accent. That'd be do that. Although generally most everyone, once you made friends with 1 or 2 Southerners, everyone else kind of, they'd at least give you a chance. And most people, I got along okay. Must have been a Southerner in a past life. That must have been it. But in any case, there you go, friends. I hope you enjoyed. And go enjoy some, you ever down south, you see some of these, if they say they're serving up beach music, go inside and enjoy yourself. I think you'll have a good time. Good tunes, man, I'm telling you. I'll see you later. Bye now. God bless.